buy a green, hop on over, please do. Hop on over to Lucia. Absolute pleasure, Meri. No, thank you for organising this, Meri.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Good, thank you. I always have to do a sound check because I don't get on that often. And so when I do get on, I never know if everything's hooked up properly or not. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Hi, Ruth, Arlene, Becky, Miss Gigi, Mitzi, Lala, Candy, Kimberly, Lizzie. Oh, I forgot to turn off my notifications. Hopefully they won't interrupt us too much because I don't even have Facebook up. Christy, Cindy, thank you all for coming in. Vanessa, welcome. So what I'm going to do for my little hot project are bookmarkers. And we have some here in front of us. And these are all fabric. And they have a little pocket. And they go over the page like this. So you can mark where you need to pick up. Hi, Mina. And then I've made different sizes. So this was a 2x2 square. This was a 4x4 square, and this was a 3x3 square. Hi, Pin. Hi, Meri. Thank you for doing this hop again and hosting it. You do such a great job of organizing everybody. And this is a 3x3. Hi, Lori, paintgirlee. Hi, Janet. Loved your slow stitch. Hi, Journey. And then we're going to make some paper ones. So these are fabric and these are fabric and these are paper. And of course, you know, I always like to upcycle and just make regular old bookmarks. Am I zoomed in too much? Do I need to zoom out? Let me know, guys and gals. But we're not going to make these because everybody knows how to make these. Basically, you could make it out of packaging material. You can make it out of scrap paper. You embellish them. You can do anything you want with them. And the same for these, but we all can make these. Really simple, right? Thank you, Becky. Yes, I love these. I can't wait to put this one in my December daily. I got to know where the camera is. It's right here. Okay, so this is a little Christmas one I made. So I stitched around all these yesterday. So I'm just going to walk through the process of doing the fabric ones. And then we'll make a, if you guys could see around my desk, it's crazy. It's like Christmas blew up over here because I'm doing my December daily. And I've got stuff piled up all around me. I put this little candle there so it'd be some ambiance, but it's not working that well. So these are the paper ones and these are the fabric ones. And so we're going to make those. So I'm going to start out with the fabric ones, okay? I'm going to move my keyboard so I don't accidentally do something. So I'm going to show you how to make this size. And this is 4x4. So what you need is 3 squares of fabric to make one bookmark. And I just went into my scrap box and pulled out fabric. So I have a piece of fabric here and a piece of fabric here and then another piece of fabric that is 4x4. So you can switch it up if you like. Like this one is all the same fabric, but this one is different. You have the little corner pocket that's a different color than the rest of it. So on this one, I'm going to take your fabric, your first square, and if it's a directional fabric, you want the pattern to face you correctly. And then you take the next piece, which is another piece of fabric, depending on what you want, and you fold that piece. So here's your square. You turn it so it looks like a diamond. You turn it in half, fold it in half, and I pressed mine beforehand. Okay? And you're going to lay that right in that upper right-hand corner. And line up your corners. And then your second piece, you're going to lay face down on top of that. So you have pretty side, pretty side, pretty side, all touching like that. And this is where if you have directional fabric like this heart, you're going to want that to be upside down if you want it to show right side up, because we're going to turn it. So the bottom, the hearts would face you, or the direction, the pattern, if it's directional, would face you properly. And then next one would be upside down. So we're going to put that like that. And that's only with directional fabric. If you have just regular fabric that's like this, there's really no direction to it, then you can put it any way you want. It's easier that way. I just thought I'd throw that in there in case you did use directional fabric. So once you have your little sandwich here, you're going to sew around the whole thing. And I did 1/4 inch seam around everything, and I leave a little opening right here. So I start here, sew all the way around it, making sure I catch that end piece. It should be lined up to the corners and catch just fine. And then you leave a little opening. Now, you don't have to sew this. You could also do this with a glue gun if you like. Just make sure you catch this piece. You might have to put glue on the bottom and glue on the top, so you can make sure it's stuck in there. So once you have your little sandwich, and you've sewn around, like I've done here, I've gone ahead and already sewn around, and I left my little opening right there. We're going to, oh geez, I need some scissors. I need some scissors that cut fabric. Okay. You're going to trim your edges, and that'll just relieve some of that bulk there in the edges. And, you know, like this is a little long. I can trim that off also. So cut the corner, cut the corner, cut the corner. And then we're going to turn this. So we're going to reach in there. Yeah, Bootsy, it would be cute, wouldn't it? Especially if you have an avid reader. Like my son, he likes to collect books. So just to get him a book of his choice, and then, put this on there as the bookmarker. Yes, that's a great idea. Good idea. I didn't even think of that. I just made all of these yesterday. Okay, so once you turn it inside out, you're going to look at your corners and make sure you got your corners out as much as you can. And then next, what you do is you're going to take it again to your sewing machine. Now, if you've glued this, that's not going to work. But you can even slow stitch around the edges. Do decorative stitching if you like. just to kind of hold it down. But if you press it, it kind of presses it pretty flat. Like, let me see, I have one here that I didn't stitch around and I pressed it. So it's pretty flat. So then you go back in and you go around because you turned in your little opening there and made it nice and neat. So then you're going to go back in with your sewing machine and you're going to sew around the whole thing, closing up that opening. So then once you sew around all four corners, you have this. And like I said, this size is a 4x4 square. This is a 3x3 square. Look, I made a gold one for Meri. And this has got thimbles. And I just reached into my scrap bin and pulled out scraps and just cut squares. So it's a good way to use up your scraps also. So 3x3s right here. 4x4, 3x3s, and these are 2x2s. And these are cute, and they're, to me, I don't know, these are like the perfect size. I like these. But they were like a little pain to turn, but they're cute. They're super cute. Yep, a gold one for Meri. Had to throw some gold in there for Miss Meri. Okay, so those are the fabric ones. A little bit more, detailed, in-depth kind of, thing. But if you like sewing and you have a lot of scraps, that's a good way to to get rid of them. Okay, so now we're going to do paper ones. So the paper ones, believe it or not, this is so funny. This is a 4x4 and this is a 4x4. So they come out way different in paper than they do in fabric. Thank you, Ruth. I love novelty fabric. I got this one a long time ago and I just keep cutting off pieces here and there. Okay, so these, and you can embellish these. You can put, a button on it if you want. You can put lace under here. You can embellish these. These are just plain because I didn't have a whole lot of time to do a lot of embellishing. But thank you, Lizzie. But yeah, you can embellish them as you like. Okay, so then the paper ones are actually, look at this one. This is a 1-inch square. That was a pain to turn, but it was tiny. And so these are just different sizes. I just kind of practice with different sizes of squares. And I like this one, but I don't remember how big the square was because I forgot to measure these. Well, I could take it apart. We're going to make one anyway. Let's measure and see how, because this is like my size. I think it was a 3x3, but I'm not sure. Oh, no, this is a 3x3. Okay. Just one piece of paper, Ruth. And what I have here is I have cut, we'll make this one. I have cut a 4x4 just so you can see. And then I also, what did I do with it? Here it is. I also have some 6x6. I believe this is 6x6. You can make it any size you want. Any size you want on either one of these. It just has to be a square. So if you like 3x3, 4x4, 6x6, 5x5, you can make it any size you want. Yeah, it's super tiny, isn't it, Mary? It was see these fingers and the size of this. So getting this to fold was yeah, it was yeah, it was funny. It would be one of those videos that you see, you know, like America's funniest videos or whatever, when people are doing silly things. Me trying to get this little piece of paper folded with my little chublets. It was funny. I laughed at myself doing it. I wonder if the fabric one could work if modified, so no turning. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, let's see. Well, let's see. I have one here that's not sewn. So this would go like this because you want your pretty on the outside. And then this, you might need more squares because you don't want a raw edge showing. So maybe like this. Maybe not. Okay, so maybe, sorry, I'm out of frame. So maybe like this. And then like this. And then you could glue. So just put it together with like the two pretty sides out. And then stick this one in here like this. And then you could glue around it with a glue gun, or you could do the hand stitching around it. Yeah, pinking shears would make it pretty. So that would work. I mean, here it is. This is your square. It's not gonna shrink up like this. It's gonna be bigger. So you'd have to probably go smaller on your squares. Probably exact size. If you're gonna do it this way, you would probably need exact size, because this is, you know, taking some of it away with the seam allowance, and this one would not. So you're gonna have, this is 4x4, you're gonna have a 4x4 bookmarker. So if you actually wanted a 3x3, like what did this come out to be actually after sewing? So this is like 3.5 by 3.5 after sewing, because it takes off that seam allowance. So you would probably want to make your squares 3.5 or 3. Does that make sense? Yeah, I like jagged edges too, and frayed edges. I like that too, Arlene. So that's a good idea. If you make some, definitely post it so we can so we can see what they turn out like. I'd love to see them. See, what did Teresa say? Blanket stitch would be pretty. Yes. Okay, so let's do one. Should we do a big one so you guys can see just how I fold it, and then move on to a smaller one? And you know, you can make these with the muslin fabric or a white fabric, just with fabric like this, and then you could stamp on them. You can use your color stamps. I mean, inks. You can use anything on them. I mean, you can really zhuzh them up. Okay, so we're gonna make the paper ones here. So the paper ones, you just have to have your square that is oh, my camera looks crooked. That is square. Okay, so then I liked this paper because it has a double side. It's double-sided. And when it's double-sided, you don't have to, you don't have to do anything. Like this one. This one was not double-sided, and it was white right here. So I just cut a square and put that in there so it wouldn't be just white. This is made out of a book page, just some leftover book page, and I inked the edges. So this one, if I do this one, it's going to have a white, this part's going to be white. So just keep that in mind. Double-sided paper is prettier, but you can fix it. Like I did this one, you just cut another piece of paper and add it in there. So we have our square of paper. Okay. And then you turn it over and again, fold it on a diagonal, just like we did with the fabric ones. And you bring your paper up to the corners like this. And then we're going to crease that. So now we have this. Okay. So then you're going to open it up and you're going to take the bottom point down here and you're going to fold it into the middle and crease again. Okay. And then you fold that up. So now you have this. Okay. So you have like this fatter triangle. Then you take this corner or either corner, it doesn't matter because you're going to do them both the same. And you bring that point up to the next point. And you crease it just like that. Well, I'm glad I inspired you, Janet. So then we do the other side also. Crease it. And I like my middle to touch, but sometimes it doesn't always touch because that gives me a good point. So I have to fiddle with it. And you know, if your paper's thicker, it's a little bit more fiddly. Okay. So now you have that. So you took those two corners and you just folded the points up to the top point. Okay. So then we're going to take these points and we're going to tuck them in here. But what I like to do is I like to bring it back down on itself. So you take that corner, fiddly. Have you not heard that word before, Bootsy? It is fiddly. So I fold it back on itself. And I do the same thing with the other side. And I fold it back on itself. And that just gives me kind of a guideline, a crease of where it's going to go in there. So into the pocket that it's going to go in. So it's easier to manipulate into that little space. So once I have it folded, so you have this, right? It's starting to look like a bookmark. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take that piece that you folded back on itself and you're going to fold it inside that little pocket. And it's easier to fold since you've scored it. So there you go. Ta-da! And then, like I said, you have this white piece here. I just took another piece of paper and made a little cover. That's what I did with this one because this one was white too. And see here, I just cut a little square and put it in there. And I didn't glue it all the way down because I wanted to show you that I had put that in there. And I didn't do it all the way in. I just did it right there on this part. That's why if you use double-sided paper like this, you already have a piece. So that's that one. So on the double-sided So this one I have this on the outside. I'm going to try to do this on the outside. So I think what's on the outside, I believe, is always down. Yeah. Okay. So again, another use, get some of the magnetic tape and put a couple on the fridge for business cards, coupons, etc. Oh yeah, great idea. Okay. All right. So one more time. So we get our paper, decide which side we want to be the outside. So I'm going to go with this for the outside this time. So you have your square, any size you want. Fold up to the top. Turn it like a diamond. Fold point to point. Take your bottom point, fold to that middle line that you just folded on. Then fold it into a sandwich again so you have this triangle. Then you're going to take your two corners and match them to this corner. So then you have this. You matched your two corners to the middle corner. You're welcome, Gail, and welcome. Thanks for coming in. So then once you have this folded like this, you're going to take this corner and fold it back down on itself. So you got a little triangle over here. Same with the other side. And that basically is just to give you a little crease line so it's easier to tuck this little flap here into this little pocket, which is what we're going to do. So you take that and you just tuck it right in there. And there you go. So this time the pattern was on the outside. So whatever you have laying down is what's going to be on the outside if you have double-sided paper. And that's it. I have 4 minutes, but that's all I have. So what I thought I could do is I thought I could give away a set. So we'll give away a set of, we'll give away this set right here. See, do I have any other ones besides thimbles? I thought I made more of these without thimbles. And Lizzi Brewer is up next. And I think she's doing a beaded dangle. So that should be awesome. Sorry, I'm trying to look for my random.org here. Okay. So how many people do we have in here? Can someone tell me? Because I can't see. I want to do a quick giveaway for these real fast. Okay, so 1 to 52. Can one of the mods just say go and then put a number in from 1 to 52, and the closest without going over will win this set. Thank you, Mary. One to 52. And someone can put stop for me, and then I'll hit the generator. Okay, thank you, Becky. Okay, so 1 to 52, and we're going to hit go. We're going to hit generate. Okay, 32. Did anyone have 32 without going over, or closest to? Oh, Mina, you had 33. Gigi had 34. Artsy had 35. It looks like Journey. It looks like Journey with 27. All right, Journey, I think I have your address. I will send you these. All right, thank you, everybody. See you guys all over at Lizzie's. Have a good day. Bye.